Today we're going to make some Japanese kneaded paper. It's called Momigami, and traditionally it's done with a starch, but we are actually going to use, you can use olive oil, or this is rapeseed oil, you can use coconut oil, any kind of oil. I'm going to go ahead and use the rapeseed oil because I found that the olive oil kind of left a little bit of a smell and my dog wanted to eat it. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into a dish. You're going to need a smooth surface that you don't mind getting a little bit oily. Or you could use a plate. You could do this on a plate and then you can easily wash it off. Our end result is some really beautiful kneaded, thicker papers like this that we can use in collages, which we will do later. Okay, so I'm just going to, you can use all sorts of things. Tissue paper, there's some kind of thicker tissue paper, magazines. Here's kind of a newspapery magazine. You can use catalogs, catalog paper, magazine. One thing to consider, if you notice on the Momigami paper, is that it gets darker and that it will shrink, okay? You'll see that process in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and choose from this magazine. It has really brightly colored papers in it. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear a piece out. Like that. Doesn't matter that the edges are a bit ripped. That's fine. To start your Momigami, your kneaded paper, what you want to do is just go ahead and dip your fingertips in the oil and get your hands a little bit oily. You're going to gently fold in, gently, the corners of your paper. You don't have to press them down, just a very gentle fold. You can see they're even springing back. Then you're going to carefully crumple your paper up. Okay, I'm going to even dip for a little bit more oil. You don't want them dripping with oil, but just a nice little layer there. And I'm going to crumple up my paper. Okay, then carefully I'm going to uncrumple my paper. Okay. Get my fingers a little bit more oil and do it all over again. And it's nice and gentle, very careful. It's almost therapeutic to do it. Relax when you're doing this. Nice and tight ball. Yes, your hands will get a little bit of ink on them, maybe from the newspaper or the magazine. That's okay, you can wash it off later. And again, I'm going to do this over and over. Can you notice how the color of the paper is darkening? If you get any little holes in your paper, that's okay, because with the paper, we're going to be using just bits of it for collages with fabric in another lesson, okay? You notice it's actually shrinking and it's getting thicker, almost kind of rubbery. Over and over and over again. There isn't a set amount of time that you need to do this, but I would say do it more times than you think. I feel like I'm satisfied with that. And I love the colors that still poke through on that. I'll show you a couple more. This is the result of tissue paper. Just any color you can use of that. This is a newspaper. This is a magazine. Really darkens of a magazine. This was just paper as well. Here's kind of in between a newspaper and a magazine, and you see some holes that got in there. That's fine. Gives the the Momigami even more texture. This is kind of a thicker tissue paper. It came with some packages. You don't need to buy anything new for this, just anything that you've got laying around the house. And again, some rapeseed oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, any kind of oil, coconut oil will work.